Hello, everybody. It's Kevin Wadsworth here, and what I want to talk to you about today is a very inconvenient truth, or in fact, a number of inconvenient truths that I've noticed a lot of the crypto accounts on social media are conveniently ignoring, and I think should be taken into account. So these are some inconvenient facts and inconvenient truths that we should all be very much aware of. Just before I go into that, though, just to mention that we have a 50% discount offer for our membership on our website. So if you like what you see here and you think you might benefit from what I'm about to show you on a regular basis and in much more detail, of course, then head over to the website. It's northstarbadcharts.com, of course. And standard premium membership has been slashed by 50% to just $17.50 a month. And Premium Plus, which includes mentoring and masterclasses and training and direct access to myself and Pat at the monthly masterclasses, comes in at $50 a month per month now, as opposed to the regular price of $100. So you're getting monthly mentoring sessions in small groups with our other Premium Plus members, as well as all of the features that premium membership brings you. And just to show you quickly what you get for your membership, this is the website. This is what you'll get, a very large archive of posts and podcasts. We have literally thousands of posts covering all investment instruments. Latest posts here, including Bitcoin, the US dollar, copper futures. We look at silver. We look at the banking sector. We look at altcoins. We have regular podcasts, and the podcasts cover our trade tracker tracked trades. These are our plays that we put in front of our members with recommended or with our entry points and our exit and our stop losses and all that risk and money management kind of stuff, along with regular podcasts on cryptocurrencies, market roundup, which is done on a weekly basis, covering stock markets and covering currencies and covering precious metals, base metals, cryptocurrencies, oil, and much, much more. Regular silver reviews. We have a whole range of podcasts, as you can see here, that are posted on a very, very regular basis for our members. And then on top of all of that, you have a huge array of technical analysis and trading tools that are available to you, including tools that pinpoint and identify which sectors and which instruments are outperforming the rest of the markets. And those are in our heat maps, which are in the start trading option here. We have messaging, so you can contact us directly, and we have message boards, and we have chart requests, so you can request charts to be done by myself and Pat. The Learning Center is full of learning podcasts and videos, so a whole range of different options there for you to choose from, as well as looking at the trades that we are placing at the moment. Okay, so to move on to what we're talking about here today, and this is a bit of an inconvenient truth, as I say. A lot of the cryptocurrency accounts that I've been following and sort of keeping a close eye on are very much expecting, shall we say, for cryptos to begin to move up steadily, much as they have done in previous bull markets. You can see bull market here during 2010, 2011, 12 and 13 for Bitcoin, then a bear market, then a bull market run, another bear market, bull market run. And the assumption is that this is another bear market that's about to end in a bull market run. Okay, so what are these inconvenient truths that I'm talking about? Patrick has spoken about this recently, and inconvenient truth number one: if you put on what I consider to be the most important support line for the entire existence of Bitcoin, it's this one here, and I'll highlight it in red for you. Okay, that line there. Why do I think that's the most important line? Because it has the greatest number of key touches and key confirmations of any line on the chart. Number one, it starts at the peak of the first huge bullish run for Bitcoin. It starts there. Number two, it was tested as a pivot line in 2013, and price tested it and then moved off into a bull market. So that reconfirmed the importance of that line. Third time it was touched or confirmed was in 2015, when we had the bear market lows for Bitcoin, and the price of Bitcoin took off from that red line, having touched it. Off it went. The fourth time it tested it was on this candle, right at the bear market lows in 2020. Okay, it touched it, and almost as if it was red hot, price took off and off it went into a bull market. Now this time, price has come down, tested it, bounced on it for a couple of months, then it fell below it. It tried to hang on to that, and it's fallen away. Now it's just attempted to break out above that red line again, and it's failed. It's been rejected. So that is an inconvenient truth, because if you're expecting Bitcoin to find it easy to move up into a bull market here, you're completely ignoring this red line, which has huge strength and power throughout Bitcoin's entire history. Okay, so that is one reason to treat current price action differently to previous examples. Okay, inconvenient truth number 2, look at the moving averages. The 12-month moving average is in red, and the 4-year moving average, the 200-week moving average, is there in green. It's the 48-month moving average and the 12-month moving average. Throughout Bitcoin's entire history, the 12-month moving average has moved above, or sorry, has remained above the four-year moving average. It remained above it in that bear market. It remained above it in this bear market. Okay, so what's going on here? The 12-month moving average is now below the 4-year moving average. That is an inconvenient truth, because it tells you that there is something different about the nature of this bull market, this bear market, compared to previous bear markets. That's inconvenient truth number 2. Okay, so far we've considered what has happened in terms of the Bitcoin price in relation to some key support levels. And those key support levels, the important support line, which is a pivot line, and 2 very long-term moving averages. There's another very inconvenient truth, and that's this. Bitcoin versus the stock market, and in fact Bitcoin versus silver, Bitcoin versus inflation, Bitcoin versus gold, has broken down. And here's all these charts here are similar in the sense that Bitcoin has broken down against them. And this is the example for Bitcoin versus the stock market. Throughout the entire period, again, we have a pivot line, or an important support line, I should say, that has supported the battle between Bitcoin versus the stock market. So if you're not familiar with ratio charts, what I should say is that if this chart is moving up, it means Bitcoin is outperforming the stock market. And when the chart is moving down, Bitcoin is underperforming the S&P 500. Okay, so Bitcoin outperforming, Bitcoin underperforming. So between these 2 instruments, if the chart's moving up, you should be in Bitcoin. If the chart's moving down, you should be in the stock market. Should be in Bitcoin, should be in the stock market, should be in Bitcoin, should be in the stock market. Okay, now you've probably already spotted, and you know what I'm going to say here, is that on this chart, exactly the same thing has happened as has happened to the price of Bitcoin. We have broken down below key support, the key support line, and we've broken down below both the 1 and the 4-year moving average, which incidentally, the 12-month moving average has also moved below the 4-year moving average for the first time. And also notice the monthly Ichimoku cloud, that's this red and green cloud, which, if you're not familiar, is a very important support and resistance level with reference to bull and bear markets. When you're above the Ichimoku cloud, things are looking great and you're in a bull market. When you're below the Ichimoku cloud, you're in a confirmed stagnant period or bear market. Okay, now we have literally just broken down below the Ichimoku cloud this month. So this month we are now adding to the bearish signs for Bitcoin versus the stock market, which doesn't bode well for Bitcoin at all, especially given the fact that Bitcoin has really been a tech play during its entire existence and has followed the Nasdaq. And don't forget that here's another inconvenient truth, that Bitcoin's existence has entirely occurred within a bull market for tech, within a bull market for Nasdaq. Now that Nasdaq has broken down, Bitcoin is having to deal with that, and so far it's not dealing with it very well. So inconvenient truth number one, the Bitcoin chart is doing stuff it's never done before. Inconvenient truth number two, Bitcoin versus the S&P is doing stuff it's never done before. And inconvenient truth number three is that Bitcoin has existed, its entire existence has been in a stocks and particularly a tech bull market. That is now not the case. So I'm not saying that cryptocurrency, and I should make this very clear, I'm not saying that cryptos are not going to go move into a bull market here. I'm not saying that Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies are not going to just simply repeat what they've done before. They might. What I am saying is that the evidence that I've just shown you gives us very, very good reason to not fall into the trap of believing what is being said in a lot of these irresponsible cryptocurrency accounts that are just drawing arrows up to 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, saying that Bitcoin is going to the to new all-time highs imminently. It may do, yes, it might, but you have to wait for the evidence. And what is the evidence? Well, it's the same with the Bitcoin chart, and I'll do it with the Bitcoin versus SPX chart here. This line, this wake-up line, has to be crossed to the upside. Pat and I call it a wake-up line because in a bear market, when price moves above it, it's waking up out of its slumber. That doesn't mean that you're going to have an imminent move back to previous highs. That is not how it works. You can see that proven quite clearly here, because we broke out, had a nice rally, and then came all the way back down almost to where we were before. And that entire period there was from November 2018 to March 2020. So you're talking about best part of 18 months. And despite having a very nice rally, you would have got very, very frustrated and ended up giving up most of those gains, even if you got in near the absolute bottom. The evidence comes in when you break above overhead horizontal resistance levels. And in this case, that would have been the break above around about 3.6 on this ratio chart, and it went up to around about 14.5. So the same thing now, breaking above this dotted line starts to wake things up, but you could very well bounce around underneath the Ichimoku cloud here for a year or more before getting the confirmed breakout above this point here, where it's about 7.7 on the ratio chart. And going back to Bitcoin, you have this wake-up line here, and you have some key horizontal resistance levels, and we're monitoring those for our members on a well, pretty much on a daily basis, along with the rest of the crypto market with our crypto podcasts. And we look at crypto total market cap, and we look at the altcoin index, and a whole range of background evidence and indicators. And this is how we do it with all of our stock picks, all of our trades, which cover all markets, everything from dry bulk shipping to oil to the banking sector, pharmaceuticals. They're all in our scope, along with precious metals, base metals, uranium, and everything else, of course. So these techniques are universal, and they are what keep us out of dangerous bear markets, and they allow us to weigh the evidence, not worry about catching the bottom or catching the top in market moves, because catching the bottom and catching the top is really something that you would do with very little evidence, but you can use the evidence to catch the chunk of the move in the middle, the reliable breakout, and sell into strength and exit the markets before everyone else gets caught out and wonders what's going on as the whole thing breaks down. as of course we demonstrated with our exiting from cryptos over a year ago. So that's it from me on Bitcoin and the inconvenient truth. I hope this has been a bit more of a balanced view for you than some of the absolute craziness and irresponsibility that I've been seeing on social media over the last few weeks. Thank you for watching and listening. Bye bye for now.